Hey folks, buckle up because tonight we're diving into the kind of suburban nightmare that makes you laugh through the rage. Picture this, Thanksgiving night snow dusting the streets of Silver Pines, Colorado, that picture-perfect HOA community where every blade of grass is measured, every holiday light is color-coded, and one woman rules it all like a dictator in designer heels. Our girl, Everly Lawson, 31-year-old risk management analyst who spends her days sniffing out corporate fraud for a living, is sitting on the number 19 bus, clutching an empty backpack like it's a shield. She's not heading to some cozy family dinner she's forced to bankroll. No, she's dodging the latest emergency special assessment from the Silver Pines HOA, another $3,800 demand slapped on her for community beautification that somehow always ends up in the president's pocket. You guys, if you've ever lived under an HOA, you already know the drill. These are the people who fine you for a wreath that's 2 inches too big or grass that's 0.1 inch too long. But this Karen, oh, she's next level. Karen Whitfield, the self-appointed queen of Silver Pines, chairwoman of the board, fake smiling tyrant who shows up at your door in a bright fuchsia power suit that screams, "I'm important," while her gut strains against the buttons. She's obese, perpetually scowling, and dresses like she's running for Congress in a clown car, loud prints, chunky gold jewelry, and that permanent look of moral superiority that makes you want to laugh and scream at the same time. Everly's phone is blowing up. Text from her mom are, the HOA assessment was declined. Karen says they'll put a lien on the house. Followed by Victor, her stepdad, Mara's having palpitations. This stress is killing her. And cousin Chloe, we already paid the non-refundable deposit for the community holiday party Karen organized. Are you really doing this to us? Everly's done. In the neighborhood's emergency fund, wiring money, paying bogus fines, nodding along while Karen lectures about community standards at every meeting. But 8 weeks ago, her therapist dropped the truth bomb. A boundary is an aggression. It's definition. So this morning, Everly canceled the auto transfer, blocked the HOA portal, and walked out. No more. She's on the bus, snow swirling outside, feeling the cold air in her lungs for the first time in years. The bus hisses to a stop. Hides next to her. Peppermint and old paper. He doesn't look at her at first. In glass. Eyes that look exactly like hers. If you answer this question correctly, he rasps, you'll never pay another one of their bills again. Everly's heart slams. Attic photos. Grandfather Elias Calder. The man her family swore died in disgrace 15 years ago after gambling away the family fortune. He's supposed to be dead. 20-year-old bus ticket from a bank that doesn't exist anymore. If you want freedom from debts that don't carry your name, he says, voice like sandpaper, tell me the one debt you truly owe. Everly whispers the truth that's been choking her. I'm tired of living up to their expectations. Elias smiles that cold, validating smile. Hello, Everly. He presses a thick manila envelope into her hands. Don't open it here. Coffee shop. Follow my lead. They get off together. Baldy. Elias taps his cane like a metronome of war. At the coffee table, he dusts the envelope with graphite, checks for tampering like an old spy. Satisfied, he nods. Inside, her credit report showing a secret $25,000 line of credit opened in her name 6 months ago. The same week Karen pushed through that ridiculous emergency roof repair assessment. Mailing address? Karen's house. Next page, a shareholder-style cap table, but for the HOA's maintenance contracts. High Mesa Holdings, Elias's secret LLC, holds an 18% stake in the community's vendor pool. And there, arrowed in red, High and Ridge Landscaping, the sole source provider Karen personally approved. Overpriced by 22%. Kickbacks flowing straight to Karen's personal account. Everly's professional brain clicks. She's doing it to everyone, she whispers. Rigging bids, using our data for fake credit lines, finding us to cover the payments. Elias sips his cocoa. Crude term. Karen calls it resource allocation. He leans in, eyes glittering. Strategist. Run the most brutal audit of your life, but on the HOA find a rod. I'll handle the rest.
I understand.
He slides her a safe deposit box key. Tomorrow.
No phone.
Alone. Everly stares at the key, walks away, cane clicking into the night. She sits there, snow falling outside, realizing this isn't just about her house anymore. This is war. And she's not the one paying the bill. The next morning, Black Friday chaos outside, but inside Guardian Vault it's quiet money and brass polish. Everly follows every instruction. No phone. The box contains 3 items. The High Mesa Ethics Covenant that turns Elias's 18% into 26% and 2 board seats if any vendor fraud is found by internal review. Elias's leather notebook logging 5 years of Karen's schemes, and a USB drive packed with encrypted emails, spreadsheets, and grainy security footage. She reads, "People for fun." She forged resident signatures on approval forms to push through inflated landscaping contracts with High-End Ridge, her cousin's company. She installed hidden cameras on common areas that just happened to point at residents' windows. And yes, she used stolen identities, including Everly's clean credit, to open secret lines that funded her luxury SUV and those ridiculous community parties where she played benevolent dictator. Everly's hands shake, but her risk manager brain is already building the wall. She copies everything to a secure drive, leaves the covenant in the box, and walks out into the cold, bright morning. Back home, she sandboxes her phone, routes Karen's frantic text to a void folder. Then she makes the calls. Counsel, a sharp woman named Nora who's tired of Karen's bullying. I'm flagging exception on High-End Ridge for undisclosed conflicts and overbilling. Nora pauses. This is big, Everly. It's logged. Everly says, voice ice cold. Next, her shark lawyer, Ivy. Package incoming. Open only on duress. Third, the forensics guy Marcus off books. Metadata on this spreadsheet.
Don't tell anyone I called.
By Monday, the audit ticket is live. Karen, smelling blood, calls an emergency HOA board meeting. She shows up in a screaming yellow suit, pearls clacking, face redder than the fine she's about to issue. Residents are being difficult, she booms, waving a printout of Everly's refusal. We may need to foreclose for the greater good. The room is packed. Everly sits in the back, calm, notebook in lap. Karen's voice drips fake concern. We're all family here in Silver Pines. Everly stands. Identity to pay for their parties, Karen. Yes, it's that braying laugh. Darling, that's slander. We'll discuss this in executive session. But Everly's already uploading preliminary findings to the secure portal. The metadata comes back. The rig bid spreadsheet was created on Victor's home laptop, Karen's husband, the procurement consultant who somehow always got the contracts. You guys, the black humor here is chef's kiss. Karen's out here finding people for political flags while her own cousin's company is bleeding the HOA dry by millions in padded invoices. And every time someone complains, another fine. Another lien threat. Tiny bit of power corruption that makes America's suburbs feel like a bad reality show. That night, Elias texts from an unknown number. They're already watching you. Keep building the wall. Everly doesn't sleep. Contract. Every fine issued in the last 5 years. The pattern is beautiful and it's evil. Fines spike right before emergency assessments. The money flows out to High-End Ridge. Kickbacks flow back to Karen's shell accounts. Residents who push back get hit with code violations based on doctored photos. By the end of the weekend, she has the bricks. Monday, the rail audit begins. And Karen, she's about to learn what happens when the professional skeptic decides the rot is in her own backyard. The escalation is glorious. Karen doubles down. Notices threatening foreclosure on Everly's house within 30 days, unless the assessment is paid, plus late fees, interest, and administrative costs that somehow add another grand. She shows up at Everly's door in a lime green blazer, clipboard in hand, 2 bored lackeys behind her like enforcers. We're a community, Everly. Don't make this ugly. Everly just smiles that risk analyst smile. I have questions about the High-End Ridge contract. Care to answer them on record? Karen's face twists. Actually, Everly says phone recording. As a resident, I have the right to inspect financials under Colorado HOA law. I've already filed the request. Karen storms off, heels clicking like gunshots. But the neighborhood is watching. Whispers spread. Flips Everly a flash drive. I've been keeping my own records. She's been doing this for years. Inside the notebook Elias gave her are the real gems. Timestamps of Karen's anonymous calls to code enforcement on anyone who questioned her, burner phones bought with HOA funds, and that damning security footage of Victor and the High-End Ridge owner toasting in a bar 3 weeks ago. Everly builds the presentation like she's prepping for a billion-dollar audit. Spreadsheets compare market rates versus what the HOA is paying High-End Ridge. Delta 22% every single year. Millions funneled away while roofs leak and streets crack. The very problems Karen uses to justify more assessments. You won't believe the sham beam here, folks. Karen posts on the HOA Facebook group. Some residents are spreading lies. We are here to protect your property values. Meanwhile, her own lawn is perfect because High-End Ridge donates free service. The hypocrisy is so thick you could spread it on toast. Elias meets her again. Same coffee shop, same tactical table. They're panicking. Lead emails. He slides her another envelope. Inside a video. Karen's kitchen. Victor feeding documents into the oven while Karen watches, wine glass in hand. Obstruction of justice live. Everly forwards it to Nora with one line, preservation order. Now, the board meeting is called for emergency financial review. Karen tries to shut it down. This is a witch hunt. Everly stands at the podium, laptop connected to the projector. No, Karen. She clicks. Slide 1, the credit report with Karen's address as the mailing point. Slide 2, the bid rigging spreadsheet metadata proving Victor created it. Slide 3, the video frozen on Victor's panicked face, oven glowing. The room erupts. The years start shouting. Karen's face goes purple. This is fabricated. She's unstable. But the forensics report is ironclad. The U.S. Attorney's Office, tipped by Nora, is already in the hallway. The twist hits like a freight train. Karen tries the classic move victim card. She stands up in that ridiculous magenta suit, tears in her eyes, real ones this time, and wails about how she's only ever tried to keep the community beautiful. But Everly's not done. She clicks the final slide. Baiting. Elias stands from the back row, wool coat impeccable, cane tapping once. As managing director of High Mesa Holdings, I'm exercising the ethics clause. Effective immediately, the contracts with High-End Ridge are terminated. The board is dissolved pending state investigation. And Karen Whitfield is no longer president. Yes, Beaches, you can't do that. I built this place. Elias's voice is steel. You stole it. Security, actual county deputies, escort Karen out while she screams about lawsuits. Victor is already in cuffs outside for the obstruction video. But the real knife is coming. Chloe, Everly's cousin, who is always the family messenger, shows up at her door that night, eyes puffy. I didn't know about the identities. I swear, Everly hands her a legal pad. Write everything. Every time Karen told you to pressure me. Every lie. Chloe writes, sobbing. Thanks her coldly. You're a witness now. Later that night, the secure phone buzzes. Video from a neighbor Elias has on retainer. Karen in her kitchen, frantically shredding more papers while Victor yells in the background. Everly forwards it to the detective. By morning, the Denver PD is at Karen's door. Mara, Everly's mother, who'd been Karen's biggest cheerleader, is sitting on the steps in the flashing lights, performance finally over. She looks small. Everly doesn't go. Cam footage Nora sends her. Karen in handcuffs, suit rumpled, mascara running, still trying to bark orders at the officers. The neighbors are filming from their porches. Justice porn at its finest. Elias meets her again at the coffee shop. He slides across the trust agreement. My estate transfers to you when I'm gone. 3 conditions. Psst, you said no. Second, finish the 90-day cleanup of every vendor contract. Third, you don't pursue criminal charges against your mother if she cooperates fully. Everly stares. She's weak, Elias says quietly. But she's my daughter. She signs the confession, testifies, and you let her live quietly. The 90-day cleanup is brutal and beautiful. Everly, now interim head of community integrity, a title the state basically invented for her, tears through every contract. 12 vendors flagged. Projected savings, $7.8 million over 5 years. The all-hands community meeting is packed. Everly stands on stage, laptop glowing. Daria, the new neutral board chair, nods from the front row. Elias watches from the back like a quiet ghost. Everly's voice is clear. We found the disease. We performed the surgery. She clicks through the risk map, now clean and green. Then she nods to the side, affirms the voluntary self-disclosure and full cooperation. Mitigation credit granted. Karen's supporters try one last gasp. Victor bursts through the doors, lawyer in tow, face red, screaming that it's all a personal vendetta. She fabricated everything to ruin her own family. Everly doesn't flinch. The entire room watches Victor in pajamas feeding documents into the oven. Timestamp to Karen's address. The U.S. attorney's rep in the aisle just stares.
Mr. Victor here.
Victor's lawyer yanks him out. Idiot. In the shadows by the exit, Mara stands in a plain coat. She meets Everly's eyes across the room, gives one tired nod, and slips away. She kept her bargain. Later, in Ivy's glass and steel office, Mara sits at the mahogany table, clutching an empty banker's box. Everly places 3 documents down, the trust conditions, the full legal confession, and the bank photo of Mara smiling while signing the fraudulent credit application in Everly's name. Mara signs. Ugly and real. No performance left. Dies department and a stipend within her means for the first time in decades. No prison. Defund. 6 months later, the interim title drops. Everly takes the permanent seat on the board. Elias nominates her publicly. The Calder Clause is now written into the HOA bylaws. Any undisclosed conflict means immediate termination and prosecution. Zero tolerance. Victor took the plea. Every fraudulent debt paid to zero. Everly's name is clean.
Thank you, Everly.
Sometimes late at night, she still rides the number 19. Sits in the back seat. Elias gave her that first night. Freedom isn't a bored seat or a clean credit report. It's the moment you finally say no to people who only ever saw you as their emergency fund. And as for Karen, last anyone heard, she's living in a rented apartment across town, no longer allowed to serve on any HOA board in the state. She still wears the power suits. They just don't fit the same. The neighborhood is quieter now, but nobody's measuring them with a ruler. Holiday lights can be any color you want. Everly looks out her window at the first snow of the season covering the old ground, making everything new. She smiles, small and real. Sometimes the coldest bus ride on Thanksgiving night is the warmest decision you'll ever make. Thanks for listening, guys. In the comments. If you've got your own HOA Karen story, share it. We all need the justice porn. Like, subscribe, and remember, the bank is closed.